Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Brian, and today I'm talking MILF Manor 2. This is episode 6, Failure to MILF. This was a pretty good episode. So we had our first elimination of the season, and it wasn't just one elimination, it was a bunch of people. And I kind of, it was, I kind of like the way they did it. I like that it was because the way it kind of showed none of the castmates knew what was going on. They were doing this challenge later, the sexting challenge, and they were picking the connections they felt confident about, what the ones they wanted to pursue. And I like that they base the eliminations off that. But I will get there at the end of the episode. Let's run down some of the things real quick. Crystal's worried about Stacy's speed in the relationship, and Stacy had a confession where he's like, "I'm trying to do things differently since my divorce." Um, Crystal is willing to be a life partner and not get married. I think Stacey asked her that as well. Like, would you be willing to just do a life partner thing? So we'll have to see how that goes, especially with next week with looks like 2 new women coming in. So going to be super cool to see how everyone reacts, especially the women and honestly the guys. Like where they're gonna like the connections that have been formed over 6 episodes. Where are they going to stand after these new people come in and they talk? And are people like emotions going to be high, things like that? It looks like that's going to be the case. But I'm excited for it. Chris and Jacob talk. So this is kind of stemming from Jacob is into Barby, but Barby kissed Jacob in a hot tub last episode. Um, Jacob still wants to pursue. Um, uh, Jacob pulls Chris after this conversation that he was having with Barby. So we pretty much pick up right back where the episode is ended last week. Joey pulls Barby and like says something to her like, "Hey, like, isn't it kind of weird that you were kissing Jacob on the beach and now you're kissing Chris in the hot tub?" And she does not like that at all. I don't blame her. Got some young dude stepping up to you, telling you all the things you're doing. And she brings up a point later where it's like, weren't you the same person kissing Christina in the hot tub and then Kelly knew Kelly in the hot tub like a day or two later? So I'm glad she said something that can't just be these young guys are really emotional. They're very territorial about what's going on. So Jacob tells Chris like, "Hey, I did kiss Barbie earlier in the day at the beach, and he didn't really seem to care." And I think a lot of these people are forgetting that they're on a dating show, um, and it's gonna happen. It's way worse on other shows that like kissing and the cross contamination of people kissing like that. So I don't really feel bad for Jacob in this instance. Not at all. You got to remember it's a dating show. I'm glad that Chris is getting annoyed at Joey for saying something to Barbie, and Barbie actually comes out and starts yelling at him. That's where she brings up the "you kissed Christina, you kissed Kelly the night before." And one thing I noted that it is really hard to take Chris seriously in comforting Barbie because he's wearing like it looked like a smoking jacket or a robe, but it was only like waist high, and then he's got a Canadian Speedo on, so I couldn't take any of that seriously when he's talking to her and trying to be like there for it. Just it was making me laugh. We had another pretty serious confessional because I know we had the Miles and Stacy stuff in when we found out in the beginning of the season. But this Ashley lets us know that he had a heart attack after his divorce. He was very emotional about it. The only person who came by his side and was there for him was Jacob, his son. So kind of crazy. He's wondering if, hey, maybe he's rushing into this too soon and maybe he's not ready to be in a relationship. He seems like a cool guy. And one that we just did an interview with Kelly Mack, and it's she said something that I've noticed now that she said it, I noticed a lot. It's like we're not seeing a lot of the people who, and I'm not saying that everyone's over the top, but people, I think the older, especially the older people on this cast, they're just still being themselves. And that's, I feel like I made a comment, I think last week, I was like, I haven't seen a confessional from Ashley in weeks. And I guess people not being into him on top of him not trying to insert himself in situations. So I definitely appreciate that. I don't want to see people like acting out for the camera on like the new Kelly does, or which it appears like that. So man, tough for him. We'll find out a little bit more later about him at the end of the episode. So the challenge this week is a sexting challenge. So basically, what you're gonna have to do is the women are gonna go up, dress up, and they can text any of the guys they want It doesn't have to just be one. They can text multiple people who they want to send their sexy pictures to. I think some people, the people that did get doubles or sent the doubles, you can send different ones. It wasn't like they get all the pictures and that person gets all the pictures too. Like there were some, I think New Kelly did different pictures to different people. So Kelly Mack didn't know what sexting was. I laughed at that. I loved it. Um, I, People that age group, I can see how people like. I guess you could hear about sexting and things like that, but yeah, not totally surprising. I feel like today's day and age, people are doing it probably too much. Not sexting, but sending nudes too quickly. And I'm 33, so I mean, it's just like, I mean, we're in the era of OnlyFans, I guess. So basically, the girls are going to go up to the Rofi room and they are going to take their sexy selfies. And so I have a list. So Kelly Mack was first. She sends like a hat covering herself. She was topless, covered, had a hat, and she sent it to Darren only. And I really love the guys' reactions, the older guy, the dads to the pictures. I really enjoyed them. And the next person was, I think, the best one because they even did like a commercial break. So Lynette says she's a pro at taking these pictures because she had her hoe phase after she got divorced. And she was sending straight nudes. I was not expecting to see like some blurred out pictures here, and there were some nudes. Um, and she sent it just Anthony, and he had a little Mamma Mia, which was very funny. And then it went right to commercial break. And I loved how a lot of the dads, like I keep calling older guys, but the dads, anytime they got a picture, they're like, this is their friend. They'd be like, they get it, and they'd be like, they like run away, scurry away really quick, like shield it to their chest. Thought it was really, really, really funny. So Crystal sent hers to Stacy, and she said she doesn't normally do these things. And that's when he has to walk away to look at it. I really enjoy that, like the shielding of the phone of like, hey, can't say this to anybody. So I thought that was funny. Some of the guys were like, hey, you need to respond. Like he was like not going to answer even if it's just something generic. So it's just funny to see how they interact with the pictures they get. So Barbie took a silly approach. She was saying because she was a stripper, had done these pictures before, and they actually showed her some of her older pictures when she was modeling. So it's cool to see that. She actually sent it just Chris. So she was making a statement here by sending it to not Jacob. So she's like, I'm gonna draw a line in the sand. This is the person I'm gonna take the next step in the connection. So that basically ends it, Barbie and Jacob's possibilities there. So it's just the Chris. Christina, she made it like fashionable, and I was surprised at some nudity. I was very surprised. And she sent to David and Sam, so I got a dad and a son, so or an uncle and a son. Kelly, she was just taking brow pictures, I think, and she had like a 221, and she sent it to Connor and Joey. So then we get this is the interesting part. So everyone's like, oh, I got the text. Some people are like, oh, I'm gonna work really hard now because I didn't get one. And we find out later in the evening that if you did not receive a text from any of the women, you are eliminated. So I thought this was like a pretty big purge. I was very surprised. I was not expecting it to be this. I thought it was gonna be like maybe two people max. So Miles, Michael, Jacob, and Ashley are all eliminated. Um, and so the only pair of like father son that is leaving is Ashley and Jacob. And like I said earlier, the Ashley, we kind of hear more about Ashley and his like confession about maybe he's not ready. I thought those were good moments, and like you would think that the show, especially compared to last season, it has some I think some good moments for like the just people's actual like life and things going on in their life. And I thought it was nice to hear about some of these people because we haven't seen them for a couple episodes, and a big I'm a big believer that we need to see everyone that's on the cast until they're eliminated. We need to see. I want to see at least one confession on a week. I need to see people like that's why we're watching the show. I don't want it to just be the same people constantly on my screen. Um, and so Michael and Chris have a little moment when Michael, his dad leaves, and then Miles and Stacy. So they appear. I haven't looked anything up, but they appear to look like they are going to try to work on their relationship. And he's like, I'm gonna try to be a better dad. And I thought it was a good moment. I really did. And if one thing from the show, if no one stays together, if that Miles and Stacy father-son relationship is repaired, I would call that this show a win. So that it was really nice to see. I'm glad that they are. It didn't. It's trending upward, so it's good. As a viewer, proud to see that. So then we just kind of before we wrap up, Lynette says that she's all in on Anthony. They're probably my favorite couple, like match wise. Um, but then we see two sets of legs get out of car, and it looks like we have new women this week or next week. So super interesting to see how that goes. What it's going to do to the villa. We still have 6 episodes left. Thanks for Darren for letting us know that. We thought it was 10. Glad to see it's 6 because I think this season, in my opinion, has been way better than season 1. I'm really enjoying it. Just think the people are way more relatable. The cast members that we have talked to and that we are going to talk to, what we've seen in the comment section, have been great. Bill and I really appreciate it. Everyone's been super friendly. We're trying to stay as friendly as possible. We'll say stuff as we're watching it as we see it, but really enjoying this season a lot. So we appreciate everyone for watching, and I will probably, guys, Love Island came out. Season 11 of Love Island came out tonight, so that's gonna be probably gonna just drop them back to back tonight. Because like I have to get Love Island out. I can't just another episode tomorrow and there's another episode the next day. I have to get that stuff out. So probably gonna just sandwich these two right one after another. But yeah, we're gonna have videos popping a lot over the next 8 weeks for special Love Island, and we have Love Island USA next week. So it's gonna be a lot of me. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have an awesome start to your week. See ya.